Hello, Bobcats, and welcome to GC360, your source for the latest news and stories from the heart of our community and beyond. I'm Caroline Hubbard, and we have a packed show for you today.
And I'm Amli Sengupta. Whether you're a student, faculty member, or just someone interested in what's happening in our community, GC360 is here to keep you informed and engaged. Coming up,
some students have been struggling with theft and other crimes on campus and at student housing complexes. What's going on?
Who loves school spirit? We'll get to hear about some of this week's homecoming festivities from some of our very own Bobcats.
Every vote counts. There are some important election dates approaching for Georgians.
And how is Georgia College implementing the use of AI on campus? These stories plus more. This is GC360, where news comes full circle. From car break-ins to petty theft, multiple Georgia College students have had issues with crime at their apartments and on campus over the past several weeks. How is this impacting the GC community? Greer Harper has the story.
Georgia College students have recently been struck with a concerning amount of car theft around the Milledgeville area. The popular apartment complex, Arcadia on the River, has been the main area in which these vehicles have been targeted. One victim of these car thefts is GCSU student Sarah Brown.
I walked around Arcadia, down the different streets and neighborhoods, I guess, and I could not find my car, and it was 8:50, and I realized that either I am stupid or my car got stolen. So I walked to the front office and they told me to just call 911. So I called the police, they showed up, and then I just kind of went about my day. 3 o'clock rolled around and I got pulled out of class by a police officer, and he's like, "Hey ma'am, we found your car in Macon." And I had to go by myself to pick it up. And it was just a crazy experience.
Sarah is unfortunately not the only Arcadia resident to fall victim to car theft. With so many students being affected, how can they best protect themselves from having this happen to them? Chief Wes Harden at Campus Security gives his best advice to students.
Hey, this is Chief Harden with the Georgia College and State University Department of Public Safety, reminding you to target harden yourself and to be safe in our communities. As you may know, we've had a recent incident of entering autos on and around campus. One of the things that I would remind you to do is make sure that you lock and secure your vehicle at all times, making sure that you don't leave anything in the vehicle. If you have to leave something in the vehicle, make sure you leave it in the trunk of the car, locked and secured and out of sight. A lot of times these suspects are looking for a crime of opportunity or an easy target, and seeing something of value in your vehicle makes your vehicle an easy target.
So, locking your vehicles and taking out valuable items is the best way to prevent your car from being targeted. But what do you do if you think your car has been broken into? Once again, Chief Harden gives his students his best advice.
Now, you can call the police 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we will respond to any need that you have. We are here to help, support, and educate, protect, and serve, of course. So anytime you need us, please feel free to call us. Also, we have the Rave Guardian app, so if you'd like to call us, leave a tip, or if you just don't feel comfortable in a situation, you can use the Rave Guardian app, or you can call us. We'll come to where you are, make sure that you're all right, check out any suspicious activity or any suspicious person. We're here for you, and anything that we can do to help make you successful, please don't hesitate to call. Thank you, and have a great day, and go Bobcats.
With the recent car break-ins, it is now more important than ever for the GC community to lock their vehicles and secure valuables. Contact Public Safety if you have any concerns or to report suspicious activity. Reporting for GC360, I'm Greer Harper.
Who's got school spirit? Good question, especially during homecoming week. As you know, we've been observing homecoming all week. confirmed by different activities. One of the highlights is the election for homecoming court, which closes at 1 p.m. on Friday. Student organizations have been tabling and trying to promote their favorite candidates. The results will be announced during Saturday's basketball games. Homecoming court aside, many students are eager to watch these iconic games as the Bobcats face off against Lende University. Let's go over now to Isabellea Lende, who has two guests from the women's basketball team. Bella?
Thanks, Caroline. So here with us today, I have the pleasure of speaking with basketball team members Deshawn Jackson and Myra Strickland. Welcome to GC360. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Our first question is, do you guys have any special traditions or rituals as a team or personally before a homecoming game?
Honestly, for the most part, we try to keep consistency within every game. We don't try to put too much pressure on ourselves or get overly excited. We just try to stay level-headed and treat each game equally, so we really don't.
Have some fun.
Great answers. And what makes a homecoming game special for you and your teammates?
I think it's special for us because of the atmosphere. Playing in front of a really big fan base is always exciting, and we don't get that a lot. So it just brings us a lot of energy and excitement and motivation to win the game.
We're also hoping that fans really enjoy Tent City and bring in that same energy that they have from 12 to 3 and bring it on to 3:30 and then 5:30 for the men's game as well.
Awesome. So going along with what you just said, how does the atmosphere of a homecoming game compare to the games throughout the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's really exciting. Like I mentioned, we don't necessarily get to play in a packed out gym all the time. So being able to be in a different environment is really exciting for us, and it gives us a lot of motivation, and it makes us really excited to win the game.
It's a huge difference when we make a simple layup and it's maybe a couple of fans, parents mostly cheering, whereas in comparison when we have a packed out gym, a small basket can mean a lot when we have just everybody cheering and everything like that. That kind of energy is definitely it definitely translates to a win for sure. And I think fans will enjoy it more if they're more engaged too.
Changes the energy. For sure. And what are your thoughts on the team's performance leading up to this game? How are you feeling about it?
I think we're very hungry for a win, especially against this team that we're about to come up against. It was a tough loss against us last time, so I know that we're ready to get back on the court and definitely get this win. And we've been preparing really hard. I think we've been really focused. We only have a couple more games left until we go into the conference tournament, so we've been working hard and preparing hard in practice, so I think it'll pay off.
Myra said it well.
Perfect. And how does the team plan to maintain that focus and composure amidst all the festivities and distractions of the homecoming allure?
Yeah, definitely a lot of festivities, definitely a lot of distractions. But at the end of the day, we know that we're here to handle business first. And then once we handle business on the court, we're able to engage in the festivities and have fun after the fact, after a win, of course. But like I said, we try to just remain consistent regardless of what game it is or what team we play, and that starts in practice.
I think also, like Myra mentioned, we are trying to approach this game in preparation to get a win, but also we're trying to use those distractions and events as kind of energy boosters for us. We see that it's a lot more lively on front campus. We see more people are engaged asking us what time we play on Saturday, which is super exciting just to let people know what time we're playing and they could come in and watch and stuff. So we know people are excited, and I think that makes us more excited and gives us more energy to go out and play, really.
Lovely. And then lastly, what are your personal goals or aspirations for the upcoming homecoming game?
Obviously to win the game. That would be really exciting. And also for the men's team to have a sweep and being able to enjoy the weekend. I think that this game would be a good energy booster for us leading into other games. So my personal goal is for us to come together and make a step in the right direction to finish off the season.
Like Myra mentioned before, we only have 4 games, including this game, left in the season. Me and Myra are seniors, so this is bittersweet. And so our personal goals is just we don't want to leave the game with any regrets at all. So for 3:30 that starts. Really for us it starts at 3 when the warm up starts. But Yeah, we just really want to get this win for sure and start the momentum for the rest of the season and hopefully postseason as well.
Well, awesome. I wish you guys the best of luck on your homecoming game. And thank you so much for being here. Back to you, Caroline and Amelie.
Georgia College's Student Government Association has elections underway this week. Student receives an email from their Bobcat accounts with a link to the online voting form. Alongside that link to vote for homecoming candidates, SGA Voting opened up this Wednesday and will close tomorrow at 1 p.m. Positions included on the ballot are Vice President, President, Secretary, and Treasurer. Voting for the executive board of our student government can impact many issues that affect the campus and the students of Georgia College.
We act as your voice to Georgia College's administration, to the state legislature if we need, to the city and county governments of Milledgeville. We're speaking for you, and we want to make sure that we're doing that accurately and that your voice is truly represented.
The winners of this year's SGA election will be announced during our homecoming basketball games this weekend.
In years, more and more students and teachers have been using AI in the classroom. With the rise in programs like ChatGPT and Amazon's Alexa, AI seems everywhere you turn. Georgia College has just introduced its state-of-the-art AI lab as a resource for students. Reporter Skyla Morris has the story.
So here I am using Grammarly to help edit my assignment.
It's no secret that artificial intelligence is making its way into the classrooms. It is mainly known for its controversial elements including hyper-realistic images and writing papers for students. But that doesn't mean that it can't be used for good. As a part of the College of Business and Technology, GCSU recently announced the addition of an artificial intelligence lab free for the public access. Dr. Ward Risvold is the curator of this new campus edition. He hopes to encourage student usage for its assistance to improve research.
We want to prepare students for life after the university, and we know that AI is not going away. And despite whatever apprehensions we have, but what we are doing with the lab is to show students and faculty, staff, how to use it ethically to augment their skills and not to replace their skills.
According to Risvold, there is much more to AI than what it is seen for. With its ethical use, students can perform tasks such as uploading papers and then receive feedback on how to strengthen arguments in those essays.
It doesn't have to correct it for you, but it can identify those things and then you can revise them yourself. It can help you be a better writer.
Even though Risvold took a lot of responsibility in the creation of this project, he credits his colleagues for helping make it possible.
Here I need to speak of somebody other than me. From President Cox to the provost to my dean, Dr. Michael Stratton, to my other dean, Dr. Tanya Getty, and particularly to my chair. While initially it may have been my idea, it didn't come to fruition because of me. Right? It came to fruition because we have incredibly forward-thinking leadership.
With the implementation of this new campus edition, Risvold and the College of Business and Technology have received positive feedback so far from both students and faculty. If you would like to use the new AI lab, you can visit the SAP lab in room 412 on the 4th floor of Atkinson Hall. And for more information, visit www.gcsu.edu/business/ISCS.
Reporting for GC360, this is Skyla Morris.
Coming up after the break, we'll glance at all of the latest news from Super Bowl Sunday and hear even more about Georgia College's exciting homecoming games with sports anchor Jackson Swartz.
And why are students so stressed out in the new year? Reporter Greer Harper goes searching for answers.
And Georgia College has recently implemented a new strategy to improve students' mental health this semester. All this and more when we return.
Welcome, listeners. How are y'all doing? Coming soon, right from the classrooms of Midway Hills and Lakeview Academies, the Writing for Success podcast, a reimagining of the 1998 anthology, Everybody Has a Story to Tell, Stories of Flannery O'Connor's Milledgeville. Baldwin County students will share their stories as part of this 100% federally funded grant of $385,000 to improve literacy in Baldwin County elementary schools. That sounds pretty good, y'all. Come check it out. Can't wait to see y'all there, or hear y'all there, or just hang out there. See you there.
Bobcats, are you excited for the homecoming basketball game? Let's bounce into the sports scene with Jackson Swartz. Jackson?
Thanks, Caroline and Amelie. The National Football League has its 2024 Super Bowl champion, and it is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs were down 10-3 at halftime and were able to make a comeback in overtime to win 25-22. This is back-to-back years that the Chiefs have won the Super Bowl, which means they have joined the elite company. Only 8 teams before them have done the same. Now the Chiefs are looking to three-peat next season. Turning to Georgia sports, a familiar face scoring the winning touchdown in overtime in the Super Bowl. Mecole Hardman, a former second-round pick from UGA, scored the winning touchdown in overtime. Hardman was a standout at UGA, as many might remember his performance in big games such as the SEC Championship against Alabama. He was clearly excited to score the winning touchdown. However, he was probably more excited to celebrate with the team. At last year's Super Bowl, he was unable to play because he was busy welcoming his baby son, 3, into the world. Hardman wanted to be at the game, but as a family man, he had to put his wife and son first. In 3's lifetime, the Chiefs have won 2 Super Bowls, and his dad has caught the game-winning pass. So maybe 3 is the Chiefs' good luck charm. Turning to Bobcat sports, it's homecoming week with multiple Georgia College games that you can watch. On Friday, there's Bobcat baseball versus the Tampa Spartans. The Spartans come into this matchup as having won the 4 previous matchups. Then on Saturday, there's baseball against the Spartans at 2. If you're going to Tent City, they're tailgating for the basketball games where both GCSU's men and women's teams will face off against Lende. The women's team plays at 3:30 and the men's team plays at 5:30. So go show our players some school spirit. In Bobcat country, let's ride. Back to you, Caroline and Amelie.
According to a Gallup poll that surveyed more than 2,400 college students in 2023, 66% of students reported feeling stressed most of the day. This could be due to different factors such as climate change, economic uncertainty, or academic pressure. But 2 months into 2024, students at Georgia College seem to be getting more and more stressed each day. Are students taking on more classes than they should? Reporter Greer Harper went searching for answers.
For students, a new year can mean new stress. Are students biting off more than they can chew? What is causing students to pack their schedules?
I definitely feel pressure to be a good student, especially now in college, because my grades matter towards my scholarship that I have here. So it helps out my parents to have good grades, and it also helps me to have good grades in order to go to grad school and have opportunities in the future. So I definitely put pressure on myself to be a good student, but there are also outside pressures.
Finances are a big stressor for students to perform well academically. In addition to this, competition in the workforce can cause students to feel the need to get ahead of their peers. Lily Packard, president of PRSSA, shares her thoughts.
Stressed out and felt like they needed to take on a lot of credits and graduate early and go ahead and get an internship and go ahead and have a job as well. And I feel like it's almost society that is like putting this pressure on, and so students are taking like 18 credit hours in a semester, and it's like not totally healthy.
So much stress is put on students every day, but how can they manage it all? Being a senior, Lily Packard has some tips that have helped her relieve stress in her years as a student.
So for stress, I personally got into running, and so whenever I'm stressed, I'll go for a run or go to the gym. Another thing I started doing is the school has really good counseling services, and I recommend those, and they're free to you as a student, and those are awesome. And just talking to your friends too is really helpful because you can vent a little bit, and they can give you suggestions on ways to make your schedule better.
College students are taking on more than they have time for because of pressures to outperform their peers. Students feel as though they need to take on more and more responsibilities in order to secure a better future. Reporting for GC360, I'm Greer Harper.
Mental health is a top priority for our campus as students strive to pursue a successful career. In an effort to support Bobcat well-being, Georgia College partnership with YouWill, an app that will facilitate immediate student appointments with a licensed therapist for free.
Starting today, YouWill is available to schedule teletherapy by following these 3 steps. 1. Create a profile with YouWill. 2. Choose a therapist based on your preferences. 3. Choose a time that fits your schedule. Students also have free access to on-demand wellness programming through YouWill's online platform, including yoga, meditation, mindfulness, and more.
This app also offers students a direct crisis connection if a student is experiencing a mental health crisis. Help is available 24/7 by calling the GCSU support line at 833-855-0085. And as always, GCSU's counseling services and the care team remain available to support students. Up next on GC360, we'll take a look at the weather for this upcoming week and see if we'll enjoy a sunny weekend.
And stay tuned as we dive into the lore of Georgia College's favorite mascot. Any guesses?
And the world of entertainment is buzzing about a certain pop star.
Don't miss out. All of this and more on GC360, where news comes full circle. See you after the break.
Welcome, listeners. How y'all doing? Coming soon, right from the classrooms of Midway Hills and Lakeview Academies, the Writing for Success podcast, a reimagining of the 1998 anthology, Everybody Has a Story to Tell, Stories of Flannery O'Connor's Milledgeville. Baldwin County students will share their stories as part of this 100% federally funded grant of $385,000 to improve literacy in Baldwin County elementary schools. That sounds pretty good, y'all. Come check it out. Can't wait to see y'all there, or hear y'all there, or just hang out there. See you there.
Welcome back, Bobcats. Let's get right into it. It seems that temperatures are finally on the rise. Let's see if we're correct. Here's Addison White with the weather. Addison?
Thanks, Caroline and Amelie. Good afternoon, Bobcats, and welcome back to your weekly weather forecast. With GC's annual Tent City coming up, everyone is hoping for a sunny weekend, but unfortunately this week will be just as cloudy as the last one. Friday will start off dreary with cloudy skies and a high of 65 and a low of 44. Saturday will be a little colder with a high of 56 and a low of 39. So please bundle up when enjoying those homecoming festivities. Sunday will have a little bit more sun than the last 2 days, but still partly cloudy with a high of 56 and a low of 34. Thankfully on Monday we will finally get some sun and also a high of 61 and a low of 33. Tuesday is back to partly cloudy with a high of 63 and a low of 38. And one more sunny day for you on Wednesday with a high of 68 and a low of 40. On Thursday, we get another cloudy day, but it will be hotter with a high of 71 and a low of 44. And that's all the weather I have for you today. Have a happy homecoming week and stay safe and warm, Bobcats. Back to you, Caroline and Amelie.
It's homecoming week here in Milledgeville and school spirit is high. Despite so much energy on campus, no one has more school spirit than our very own mascot, Thunder. But how many of our students know the history of our beloved Bobcat? Keep those spirits high as we explore the back history of our school's mascot in this mini documentary made by Georgia College film students Annie Roper and Laura Beth Nix.
I'm Emily Jarvis. I'm the Executive Director of Student Engagement here at Georgia College, and my office runs the Thunder Crew. The Thunder is meant to just be kind of an embodiment of happiness and joy and pride in Georgia College. Thunder was created back in 2007 by a student named Jason Hendricks. Jason saw that we needed better school spirit, so he took it upon himself to really kind of create Thunder the mascot as the face of Georgia College. That was all started by a student who just had a passion.
How did Thunder even get to become Thunder? Where did Thunder come from? How did the name even get established? That type of a thing. In 2007, in March, I got to go to the Final Four. It was in Atlanta. As part of this process, I got to meet all these mascots. Just talking to them kind of put this, hey, we could raise money for this. We'd have giant signs about get a mascot. Our university, is it really a university unless it has a mascot, or how could we do this? I looked up the guy, Tom Sapp is his name, who does all of the mascots all across the country. Wow, I've got to look into this guy. So I gave him a phone call and he was like, hey, when you're in town, come and see me. I sat down with him for like 4 hours one day, just kind of going over it. And so like he gave me this whole, hey, this is how much it would cost. This is what the process is. This is the timeline of it. And I came back to campus and they were like, yeah, we don't have that type of money. I literally like lobbied for like alumni. I went to the SGA. I registered us as a student organization so I could get some funding through them. And I ended up getting $25,000. They approved it. The university finally approved it. So we started with the whole head without eyes. We then moved forward what it would look like with eyes. How could you see out of the front of the mascot? So they put it in its mouth. This was my first day I tried it on. This was literally back in 2007. I'm at this guy's house in his basement trying on this stuff to make sure it looks right. November 26, 2007 was the day he debuted.
Now let's turn our attention to entertainment, where anchor Simran Puri delivers the latest updates on our favorite stars. Simran?
Thank you, Caroline and Amelie. This week on entertainment, during the 2024 Super Bowl, Beyoncé announced a new album, Act 2, which is the second installation of her 2022 album, Renaissance. The record features 2 new country songs titled Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages. I, for one, can't wait to hear her new release and her dabble in country music when it comes out on March 29th. While on the topic of the Super Bowl, the new Wicked movie finally dropped their official trailer during their Super Bowl commercial, with Part 1 being of the movie rescheduled to release in theaters on November 27th and Part 2 scheduled to release in late 2025. The trailer for the blockbuster film featured a clip of the iconic song Defying Gravity to amp up the anticipation for the movie. This movie is sure going to be popular. In sadder news, Katy Perry, while on Jimmy Kimmel Monday night, announced that she is leaving American Idol after 7 seasons as a judge. The California girl singer said that she needed to go out on her own and focus more on performing. She is set to perform at Rock in Rio, Brazil this upcoming September, kicking off her new music era. In terms of Bobcat news, Homecoming week is now in full swing with Battle of Bobcats happening tonight at 7:30 in Magnolia Ballroom. On Friday, the Homecoming Parade starts at 3 p.m., and Saturday, GC's iconic 10 City tailgate begins at noon to amp up Bobcat fans for the women's basketball game at 3:30 and the men's game at 5:30. Be sure to come out and support all of our beautiful Homecoming Court candidates. That's all for entertainment this week. Have a fun and safe Homecoming weekend, Bobcats. Back to you, Caroline and Amelie.
That's it for GC360 News. This week, I'm Amelie Sengupta.
And I'm Caroline Hubbard. When we're not on the air, we keep you up to date on our social media. That's at facebook.com/BobcatMultimedia and at GC360 News on Instagram. Always available to you, GC360, where news comes full circle. Bobcats, have a happy homecoming, and we'll see you next week.